Hurricane season starts June 1st, and today government forecasters predict a stormy 6 months ahead. Insurance companies and businesses are already getting prepared, and the big question is, are you? Mary Thompson has more now.
Batten down the hatches, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration warning the 2013 hurricane season could be a big one.
For the 6-month hurricane season, which will start June 1st, NOAA predicts an above normal and possibly an extremely active hurricane season.
Warmer than average sea surface temperatures in the tropical Atlantic Ocean and Caribbean Sea, along with near normal sea temperatures in the Pacific, behind that rough forecast. NOAA is predicting 13 to 20 named storms from June through November. It predicts 7 to 11 will be hurricanes, and 3 to 6 of those could be a Category 3 or above. This year's forecast above the average of 12 named storms and 6 hurricanes a year. As for insurers, despite a spike in claims expected from the thunderstorms and tornadoes hammering the Midwest over the last week and a half, analyst Randy Binner saying the insurance industry can handle an above-average hurricane season without a big Katrina-like storm.
The capital adequacy of the industry is strong, and it's very well positioned to absorb, anything but the very largest event. So a few hurricanes this summer really wouldn't make a lot of difference relative to the overall capital base of the industry.
As for homeowners, the Insurance Information Institute reminds you to make sure you have adequate coverage for your home. Flood insurance from the national program, as flooding isn't covered by most homeowners' policies, and an inventory of your valuables. Lastly, for your own safety, have an evacuation route in mind if a hurricane is bearing down on your area. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Mary Thompson.
And for more on the business impact, we turn to Evan Gold. He's a senior vice president at Planalytics. Evan, I want to start by asking you to answer the question that Tyler posed. Are we better prepared for this hurricane season, individuals and businesses?
Hi, Susie. Yes, I believe that individuals, as consumers, we are, and there's a couple reasons for that. First and foremost, certainly the tragic events earlier this week in Oklahoma are a stark reminder that people need to be prepared for severe weather. And then certainly, the heels of Sandy last year that hit so many population centers that I'm sure on June 1st, the first day of the hurricane season, is going to be a good reminder that folks need to stock up and get prepared. Next week is National Hurricane Preparedness Week, so hopefully people will be out there. From a business perspective, absolutely they are prepared. They've been preparing for a while, and the clients that we're working with are constantly prepared, right? These type of events, whether they're hurricanes, snowstorms, tornadoes, hail, you name it, they come at us and have come at us fast and furious over the last several years. So volatility is the word of the day.
We seem to get better forecasts of exactly where and when storms are going to hit and with what force. Comment on that, if you would, and how that helps people prepare better. And number two, are you expecting the kind of hurricane season, an active one, that NOAA is?
Sure, Tyler. So from a forecasting perspective, absolutely has gotten better. Not only better in terms of accuracy, but over time period, right? Today, looking at a 3 or 5 day outlook is a lot more reliable than it was just several years ago. So people have a lot more certainty. That doesn't mean you should get complacent at all, right? People still need to watch this and keep track and tabs of these events because, a little bit of wiggle, so to speak, for a specific track for a storm can mean significant impact to large population centers. In terms of the activity this year, you just mentioned that NOAA is looking to up to 20 storms. We're looking for an above normal season as well, maybe not that active, but certainly above normal. Now, again, on the heels of what happened last year, we only had a couple of major hurricanes, but everybody remembers Sandy, and really it only takes one event to have a significant impact.
You're absolutely right about that. So go over with us some of the mistakes that businesses make. What are some of the do's and don'ts for the companies that maybe are not so prepared?
Sure. First and foremost is be prepared, right? You've got to have a plan in place long before June 1st, including staging inventory, planning operations, planning logistics. All of those things have to be in place. I think the other thing to kind of keep in mind, especially from a business perspective, consumers buy on the forecast, not necessarily what actually happens. So if the news is out there saying that, 5 days in advance, there's going to be a major event, say, hitting South Florida, right, which is an area that's always under the gun and is again this year, consumers are going to be out there buying specific product. Whether that storm actually goes there or not, in some respects is immaterial because the consumers are already out there looking for it, and the businesses need to be prepared and serve as value-added members to those communities.
Thanks so much for all that good advice. Evan Gold of Planalytics.